interesting considering we're seeing like the super high migration stats, and just comparing it kind of maybe makes people a little bit worried of where these people are going to live, but...
So Sam, weekly news video. Mate, we're coming into the start of Chinese New Year. What's going on at the moment? Like what are we seeing over the next week or two for that sort of side of things?
Yeah, well, for my family, it just kind of means a lot of family time, a lot of food, a lot of hopefully good luck and everything like that.
Yeah, get some like prosperity going.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that sounds good, eh? That sounds good. And so mate, weekly news, so New Zealand property, that sort of stuff. What have you got for us this week?
Yeah, so I was looking at the home consents data from Stats NZ for the full calendar year of last year, and it's about down 25% from the record high of 50,000 new homes in 2022. So another interesting thing is that it was the first time we saw more townhouses, flats and units in comparison to standalone houses consented. So yeah, what do you think?
Oh mate, that's like makes a lot of sense in terms of more particularly the terraced houses, because I guess first home buyers, investors, like that's obviously a real popular stock. What was your, like, what did you think of it?
I guess it's interesting considering we're seeing like the super high migration stats, and just comparing it kind of maybe makes people a little bit worried of where these people are going to live, but...
Yeah, 100%. Like you contrast that on the migration data, you're like, okay, probably need some more houses at some point, right?
Yeah, but I think we were also thinking that pre-COVID when migration stats were high, so it's interesting now to see what's going to happen in the next year.
Yeah, I guess the other thing is, like if you went back 2019, right, there was a lot of discussion about housing shortage and those sorts of issues, and then obviously prices came off the burner with interest rates going up, and then that discussion kind of ended, but you think maybe in a year's time we'll probably see more of that flare up around housing shortages. Yeah, so it's quite an interesting topic.
Yeah, but we'll see.
Yeah, and then mate, for me, so I'm kind of on the same sort of topic, worker housing in Queenstown and some of the tourist destinations. And so basically this news piece, this was Newsroom, talking about OIO approval for a couple of hotel operators to basically develop accommodation for their workers in some of the key locations. So this was Queenstown, Northland, Hawke's Bay, and this was related to Airbnb operations basically absorbing rental housing, so then the staff can't find housing.
Super big issue.
Yeah, like quite quietly, like a massive issue. And yeah, just interesting how the companies are now stepping in to like sort it out.
Yeah, kind of taking it into their own hands and being in control of that. Kind of two sides of that, I think.
Yeah. And I guess for them, it's probably a good competitive advantage, and yeah, good solution. And then Sam, what was your number 3 item?
Yeah, so I was looking at the latest stats from the Real Estate Institute on rural, and there were 241 sales in the last quarter of 2023, which is down about almost 40% compared to 2022. A bit interesting if you compare it to kind of what we saw in the resi and commercial markets.
Yep.
Whereas kind of they were kind of first to hit, we kind of see a delayed lag result on the rural market.
Yeah, that's real interesting, right? Because they obviously have almost some similar drivers, interest rates and that, but then also some completely different drivers like commodity prices, and yeah. So be curious to see what happens with them this year, right? Yeah, sweet. And then so next up we've got our sales snapshot, right? So Sam, where are we sampling the sales from?
Yeah, we're headed east of Auckland. We've got a sample of recent auction sales around Howick area.
Yeah, cool. And mate, what's your first one?
Yeah, so I've got 72A Drake Street in Howick. 1950s charm with a modern twist. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom on 408 square metres. In zone for all the top schools, marketed by Lawrence Liu and Joe Derbyshire from Bayleys Howick, and sold under the hammer for 1.2 million.
Yeah, nice. And then so for me, I've got 36A Gibraltar Street in Howick, and so lovely home with extra accommodation, 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. Traditional and sturdy weatherboard home. This was marketed by Tony DeLeo from Bayleys Howick. This one sold under the hammer for 1.2 million.
And last up, I've got 6 Aviara Court in Northpark. This is a tidy brick and tile home, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms on 408 square metres. Just a short drive to Meadowlands Botany Town Centre and the Pakuranga Golf Course. This was marketed by Lawrence Liu and Joe Morris from Bayleys Howick. This one sold under the hammer for 1.38 million.
This was a good little collection of homes. Sam, if you had to pick one of those three to buy, which one are you buying?
I'm quite a fan of that 1950s charm on 72 Drake,
Yeah,
to
nice.
be honest.
Yeah. Was there a particular feature that you're like, yeah, this is me?
Oh, just those pink flowers stood out in the photos, and I just thought it's a pretty home to live in.
Yeah, cool. There's been a couple of quite good ones. I think particularly our team in Dunedin, some of the homes with like cherry trees and blossom, and they just look stunning. So yeah, good choice.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
Have you got any content from our global partner, Knight Frank?
Yeah, so I'm going offshore, right? So we've got the Asia Pacific Residential Review, H2 2023. So this one, we're basically monitoring the prices for houses in 25 cities around Asia Pacific. And yeah, I mean, generally they're quite positive, which is kind of interesting given interest rates. But yeah, so they had average year-on-year residential price growth at 4.5% across the 25 cities. 21 of the 25 cities had price growth. I assume like Auckland and Wellington, which come into this, probably didn't.
Yeah.
And then yeah, top performing Singapore, 13.7% year on year. And yeah, just generally like quite optimistic about what will happen this year, which is kind of cool. Yeah, and then so look, wrapping up, right? Property of the week, Sam. So, mate, what have you got for us this week?
Yeah, well, I've picked 18 Lucerne Road in Remuera, Pride and Prestige. This is a 6-bedroom and 4-bathroom property on 1,200 square metres, crafted in 1923. This is an iconic Remuera landmark. If you're interested, get in contact with Gary Wallace, Vicky Wallace, or Andrew Wallace from Bayleys Remuera.
Yeah, we'll get the Team Wallace on that
Yep.
one. Yeah, sweet. And then for me, I've got 377 North Road, Northeast Valley in Dunedin. So this is Villa Elegance, a restoration above the rest. 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom on about 500 square metres. Cool thing on this one, 1920s home, but it's had a bunch of contemporary renovations, but still looks really, really sort of in period, which is cool. And that's Alice Munro from Bayleys Dunedin, if you want to get some info on that one, Sam.
Awesome.
Yeah, sweet. And then, yeah, so look, we'll wrap it up here. Thanks very much for chatting, Sam.
Yeah, thanks, Chris.
Yeah, sweet. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time.
See ya.
Ciao.